Space Cats, it's me Jules with my final bullet journal video. I get so many requests about the publishing side of things and drawing tutorials that I'm going to be concentrating more on that in 2021. So if you have anything that you want to know about that sort of thing, get in touch and I will add it to my list of things that I'm going to make next year. Watch to the end and you'll find out what video I'm going to be filming next. I started my channel seriously about 2 years ago as a response to a massive life change. I decided to give up tutoring English and concentrate much more on my books. And I sort of fell into bullet journal making. It keeps me organised and I would highly recommend it. If you haven't tried it before, give it a go. So this month is going to have a really festive flavour to it, particularly as we've had such a horrible cow of a year. I wanted to make it kind of colourful and sparkly. Shall we have a look? Using my trusty Papermate Flair pen, I seem to use this for all of my lettering these days. I'm doing this title page, so it's just, I'm going to be doing a little bit of tinsel and some baubles, all different sort of shapes and colours and sparkly bits on them. I'm also going to be using up some glitter that I've got. Now I know glitter is not something that we really want to be using anymore, but I'm not buying any more glitter, but this was a little bit I had left and I thought I would use it as responsibly as possible and make sure none of it ends up in the sea. Different shapes and sizes. I've got this little sock one here. When you're drawing your baubles, if you do this little sort of like almost like fingers at the top, then that makes it look like the thing that grabs hold of the string. I'm using a 0.3 Staedtler fine liner, pigment liner, for this part of the drawing, and I bought this one recently and I realised how much better it is to draw with new pens. So if you've got a particularly important drawing that you're going to be doing, make sure you go out and you buy yourself some new pens, because it makes a massive difference to the nib and the tip. Even if you've only been using your fine liners for a fairly short time, it can actually ruin them and they can get a bit sort of fluffy at the end, so the line gets much less defined. So I decided for the colours I'd do a little bit of traditional, so I've got red and green in the super tips, Crayola super tips, but I've also used my highlighter pens. So I've got here the Bic marking highlighter in 4 different colours, and also the Staedtler 6 Tri-Plus highlighters, which come in 6 different pastel colours, and also a gel pen that's in silver. And the other thing that I've been using are Jelly Roll sparkly pens. So they're not, it's not the white ones, it's the ones with magic sparkly fairy dust in it. And I'm just going to be going into those, sort of doing some block colours and then a bit of different design over the top of it when that's dried. And also lots of little snowflakes as well, because I thought that was quite nice. Although, I have to say, if you had your baubles hanging up indoors and you also had snowflakes falling, then you might have a slight issue with your roof. If you're wondering how you can draw tinsel, I've started off with that line going across the middle, and then I'm just going to do some squiggly lines either side of that and decorate it with some more colour and a bit of sparkle. This is a little glue pen and I'm actually putting a bit of glitter on each one of those blobs. This is really fine glitter. I think you can these days buy some glitter that's made from paper rather than bits of metal, and they biodegrade much easier. So have a look and see if you can find, if you want to do glittery things, make sure that you're looking for something that isn't going to harm the sea. Now I'm going to confess here that when I started this page I actually picked up the wrong flippin' pen. So I was going to do this grey, dark grey sky with Father Christmas, in the top right corner there, but I thought I was going to pick up a blue and I accidentally picked green up because it was nearest. So that serves me right for not concentrating a bit better. But this is my quote page, and I think even when I'm going to be starting my new bullet journal next year, even though I'm not going to be filming it, I think I'm probably still going to be doing these quote pages because I quite like them. They're quite creative to kind of have a go at doing. And this quote says, "May you never stop. Oh no, may you never be too old to search the skies on Christmas Eve." Hear, hear. Now the trouble with doing a lot of colour on these pages is that they bleed through pretty badly. I've been using this Rhodia dot book, but it's a sort of thin paperback notebook, so I don't think it was really made for this sort of thing really. I won't be using it again. I only picked it up because it was reasonably inexpensive and I had about 3 or 4 months left to go for this year because I'd used up the rest of my other bullet journal, my origami one. So I have bought a new one and I'm going to show you that at the end. It's not origami this time, it's something else. The Jelly Roll white pen, this is a 0.8, but a 1.0 is even better. So you can see that bleed through there. I'm going to do a new page and then stick it in. And this page is ideas for the new year. So anything that I think, oh, I would like to try that, or that might be good for work, or those videos have been requested, that's going to go on this page here. Just using some more of those highlighter pens just to make it nice and colourful. And then I just glued it in with a glue stick to make sure it was definitely going to stick down really well. And onto the next page. The next page is all of my key tasks that need to be done for this month. And we're getting much closer to the Isle of Wight Story Festival, which I'm one of the organisers of, and so there's going to be tons more things to do for that. So I've given up quite a bit of that page for the IWSF. If you want to have a look online, it's iwstoryfestival.com. And then other things that I might need to get done this month. Then something a bit different, I decided to give a whole page over for doing a sort of monthly planner. This is for any of my appointments or places I need to be, or things I've got to remember that are time sensitive. Trying really hard this month to make the right day land with the right number. I'm very good at getting that wrong and having to start again. Red for the weekdays and green for the weekends, and then yellow down the bottom for the new month, which I believe is January. Christmas Day! Woohoo! And then what I've done is I have folded over the next couple of pages into half. So instead of doing a Dutch door, and if you don't know what a Dutch door is, it's where you cut off part of the page. I've folded it, so I've in effect got 4 columns in one page where I can still see my planner, and then the same with the second page as well. So hopefully 8 columns is going to be enough for that whole month for me to put my to-do task list on. And I found also some of these little sticky stars, so I've sprinkled those throughout. And this is just some gratitude page. It's always good to remember what we're grateful for, particularly after this horrendous year that many of us have had. Then I went back through sprinkling a few more stars and putting a little bit more colour in where I had neglected to put any previously. It's a bit easier to start with if you have those pages flat though, because it was making my writing a bit bumpy. I like these Staedtler highlighters, I'd recommend those. A few more stars. Then a quick flick through. And this is my new bullet journal. It's called a Tinkerpad. So it has numbered pages and an index right at the beginning. It has a useful pen loop and of course the elastic to keep it shut, plus 2 ribbon bookmarks, which I think is really useful because I'm always needing to flick between one page and a different one. And I really like the colour to it as well. It's very different to my previous journals. So I'm looking forward to getting cracking on this one. If you'd like further artist tutorials, I have a variety of short courses that will help you. There are real-time sessions looking at painting, drawing and marker pens, among others. And if you're keen on producing your own book, there is a more in-depth course on what you need to know about self-publishing a book with illustrations. And that covers making key decisions, how to make layouts and dummy books, rhythm and pacing, as well as several tutorials on illustrating your book, and a look at the tech. You can either hop over to my website or join me on Patreon for more information. Go on, give it a go. Don't worry, I won't be totally giving up bullet journaling. I'll still have my own one on the go. So if you have any brilliant ideas for layouts or themes, then make a video on it because I'd be interested in watching it. Next week, I shall be drawing Christmas trees. It's a fun way to just relax and take your mind off of things. I'm off to find the nearest pine tree and climb up it like a squirrel. I'll see you next time. Nanu nanu!